viewers, out of all the waifus we talked about, there's one in particular that is famous, but usually confused with its demon or half-demon counterpart, and it needs more attention. And since I've won none of November, you ain't win. After you smoke bombed me, you got tired of running, and I got tired of chasing you, so you pull out a bomb and blow the island. Hey, I don't know what you're talking about, Knight. The hell you don't, you sick bastard. All my men are dead, and they have families and wives. Well, call their families and give them the fucks I don't have, and tell their wives I'm available. Giggity, you son of a... Alright, the waifu we're talking about for this video is the Tiefling. You know, this thing. Now, I searched everywhere for information on the Tiefling, and I found out that it came from no other than D&D, aka Dungeons and Dragons. But now, just to be more clear, they specifically was written in the 1994 publication of the Planescape campaign setting box set for the second edition of the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game. And they obviously was inspired by demons and devils. And even in the lore of Dungeons and Dragons, they have their own ancestral connections to demons. Plus devils, fiends, archdevils, and you know, hell. Now, specifically in Dungeons and Dragons, Tieflings are primarily human in ancestry, but they draw part of their bloodline from a powerful evil being, like a demon or a devil or an evil deity, and etc. And there are many different types of Tieflings, and they all comes in varying shapes and sizes, and they can all be born in different ways. And one of the most famous ways Tieflings were born in D&D was with a pact with Asmodeus, an archdevil, and apparently ruler of the Nine Hells, which is a con, because even though Asmodeus is not a Tiefling, any Tiefling that has a pact with him would be bound to him, and he could use them as pawns for his schemes. But that's not all, viewer. That's not all. Since there are different types of Tieflings in D&D, not every demon has a pact with Asmodeus or a demon of some sort, which is a pro, but every Tiefling does have some amount of devil blood, which can be traced back to some particular ancestor who either was a devil or someone who made a pact with a devil. And this means even if that Tiefling doesn't have a necessarily straightforward pact with a devil or demon or fiend, because Asmodeus is the ruler of the 9 layers of hell, the Tiefling still runs the risk of a devil showing up someday to call for a debt or favor. So more or less, the Tiefling still has a connection with Asmodeus, which he can use to his advantage. Which is, yes, a con. And also, while I'm at it, I'll just go ahead and call out the multiple types of Tieflings, or at the very least the ones that I read about. And the first type that I read about were called the Infernal Tieflings. These guys are more or less the ones with Asmodeus, plus they're associated with the 9 Hells, and they have a bloodline tied to devils, and they often have horns, tails, and a faint smell of sulfur on them. And by the way, no, sulfur does not smell good. Apparently I read that it smells like rotten eggs and spoiled cabbage. So yeah, that's a con. Smelly coochie is bad coochie. The next type is the Abyssal Tieflings, and these Tieflings are Tieflings that don't necessarily have a pact, but have demon blood coursing through their veins, and they're linked to the Abyss and other chaotic evil planes. And you can think of the Abyss as more or less another hell in D&D, but a hell full of chaotic evil demons. If you haven't noticed, there's a difference between the Abyss and the 9 Hells. The 9 Hells has lawful evil demons, the Abyss has chaotic evil demons, and you know, etc. And the third type of Tieflings, the Chthonic Tieflings, and these Tieflings are descended from neutral evil fiends like Yugoloths, and these Tieflings are connected to planes like Hades, which is a plane full of neutral evil demons, and etc. Now again, in appearance, Tieflings can look very different, and all in all, the looks can vary. But for Chthonic Tieflings, one of their cons is they can look cadaverous, and cadaverous means they can resemble a corpse and look very pale, thin, and bony. But they can also have unearthly beauty or have animalistic looks common to neutral feeds. Or in other words, they can be furries! Yeah! Yes! Rock and roll! Now before I forget, an Abyssal Tiefling's appearance usually consists of horns, fur, and tusk, and they have a foul stench that clings to them that smells like rot. Now remember, this can all vary. A Tiefling doesn't have to have an odor, and apparently this can all be decided by the Dungeon Master. And the Dungeon Master is the role of a single person within each game group who acts as the game's referee, storyteller, or world builder. So, he or she basically decides all that. My turn! Hey, get off me! Like was mentioned before, they can be good or evil. But another pro is Tieflings are relatively attractive in D&D. But not all are. And they have a tendency to be solitary loners. And they are adaptable and resilient to hardship and possess strong aptitude at whatever pursuit they dedicate themselves to, whether that be fighting, art, or anything else. Giggity giggity, giggity goo. You are so cringe. I own my cringiness though. What else, dude? You weird. Which just means I'm cool with extra steps. Anyways, a Tiefling has a lot more cons, so I'll be specific. First off, in the D&D world, they're outcasts, and this is because of their devil-like ancestry. They're also known for their quick temper and stubbornness, and they also have a fickleness when it comes to relationships. In fact, tieflings learn from a young age that they cannot count on others to care for them, and develop a strong sense of self-reliance, or in other words, she don't need no man. She can do bad all by herself, alone. The social rejection that tieflings typically face often leads tieflings to enter a life of crime, which furthers their social prejudice against their race. So even though they can be good or evil, or simply neutral, a lot of them choose to be evil, because they're outcast. And another con is their body temperature. Now obviously this can vary, which is a pro, but some of their body temperatures may be unnaturally hot or cold, to the point where it's harmful, and their touch can gradually wither living plants, and they cause unease in animals and other people. So if you're a person who likes cats or dogs, you may have to get the baby up for the cheeks, or put it outside for your one night quickie. Yeah, I suppose that's an option too. Also, another con is their life expectancy in D&D. They mature at the same rate as humans, which is a pro, but they commonly also live a few years longer than humans. In fact, a few tieflings in D&D live as long as 150 years, so your waifu can likely outlive you. And the next con is they can be either gender, or both, or none. And since we're here for waifus, and waifus are strictly female, then screw everybody else. Besides, screwing something from hell is already weird enough. Let's not add to our sins, please. Plus, the ones with no gender or both kind of confuse me. Every time I meet someone who says they're non-binary in real life, I start asking questions like, if we were on a date, where would you choose to eat? If whatever I'm talking to takes more than 10 seconds to decide what they want to eat, then you are female and your tricks don't work, and are hereby banished from the male realm. And you may leave the realm with shame. Shame! I don't want to hear no excuses in the comments either. You ask a man where he wants to eat, his answer is anywhere. He'll even eat the food in his dreams, as he's being driven to the place he wants to eat. But females, oh you females, take forever. Hey, don't blame me, I don't make the rules. You'll simply betray by your lack of decision making, or more or less, your slow decision making. So the next time someone asks you what to eat, and you're taking a long time, remember these words about to come out of my mouth. Hurry up, I'm hungry. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yes, the last con. The last con for tieflings is what they eat. Now they do eat normal human food, which is a pro, but they prefer meat. Oh, Knight, say less, bruh. Say less. I got what they want. I got what they need. Boy, shut up. Freshly packaged the way God made it. Quiet! Now, like I was saying, they eat meat and normal food, but they also consume bone, gristle, marrow, blubber, and blood. And they're known to drink mixtures of broth, oil, sulfur, and they can survive on unusual food and even ash, and they can maintain themselves on coal or inorganic rock for a time. So yeah, that breath must be powerful. It'd be even more powerful once they have some of my meat. Voice, what? It's freshly cooked. Oh, you meant steak. Nah, I'm just playing. You know what I mean. Come on, you know. Get out! Alright, now it's time to talk about the waifus and their amazing pros and their tragic cons. But before that, I must say, for these creatures to have ancestry that's in hell, basically, the characters that people make using these creatures are some of those sweetest characters I've ever seen. Like the tieflings in shows and in video games are just sweethearts. Except for maybe one, which is the first one on my list. Now for the most part she's cool, but I realized while reading about her that she has some mental issues. And she's a tiefling from the web series Critical Role, and from the new show on Prime Video called Mighty Nine. And her name is Miriam Lavore. And she knows she bad. Yeah, and she's also a sleut. Hey, don't say that about her, she is a lady. She's not a lady, she's a courtesan. And apparently a high-ranking one that may sometimes, do certain things for her clients. Nah, come on man, she doesn't do that stuff for her clients. Just look at her. Does this look like the type of woman who will get on her knees for a man? Yes she does. Well damn it, she does other things too, like look at you, you can't even think of one thing because you're too busy thinking about her tickle biggies. Oh, I got it, she sings. Well, it took long enough, genius. And she sings good. I bet that's one of the things she does the most. Bruh, look at this crowd of people. You think all of these people are here just to hear her sing? She may sing good, but she don't sing that good. Oh, okay, so you just think everybody's here just do the nasty with her? That's what you think, huh? You're sick, Knight, sick! And you're delusional. Even though she is able to sing, saying all these people are here just because she can sing, and it has nothing to do with her beauty, or the fact that she may sleep with one of them, is like saying Ice Spice is popular because of her music. Marion can sit on stage and sing her ABCs, and these people will still clap, simp, and pay money, at the slight chance of when she stops, that she'll then begin to use her mouth in different ways. Alright, fine, she's a sleut. Are you happy? She's still hotter than her daughter. And that's debatable, her daughter's cuter, at least in my opinion. And Jester Lavorre has less bodies. And specifically, she only has one body, which is Ford. Okay, but even Jester Lavorre states that her mom is the best lay ever. Yeah, because she's a sleut. And I'm not saying you can't smash Miriam Lavore, but if you were to smash, use a condom and get tested afterwards. Or, better yet, perhaps just save your money and go for a hot daughter, who is more than open to smash if you're attractive. Okay, buddy, it's still my turn, piss off. Miriam Lavore, aka Jester's mom for the Mighty Nine, and she's also known as the Ruby of the Sea, has one extra con. She has a fear called agoraphobia. It's a fear of the outdoors, and more or less it makes her afraid to go outside, or more or less anxious when she is outside. This is a con because she'll never want to leave her home, ever, which isn't really a bad thing for her customers, but it would be weird for a relationship setting. Other than that though, until I get some more information on her, and because I don't want to spoil anything for the Mighty Nine TV show, she's perfect. Perfect! Now, my next waifu is obviously Jester Lavorre, Miriam Lavore's biological daughter, and she's blue, but her personality is the exact opposite of her skin color. And if you haven't watched the Mighty Nine yet on Prime Video, then you don't know. This right here is the best character in this show. She's extroverted, fun, and playful, and low-key a freak. And her accent, like her mom's, is downright sexy.
Oh, handsome hero, please save me.
It should have been me!
Anyways, before I start crying, and none of her powers are cons. And speaking of her powers, she is a cleric, which in this universe means she can channel divine powers from a god, philosophy, or cosmic force to perform magic. She also should be around the years of 18 to 28 years old. So just in case you're wondering, she is not a teenager, she is a full-blown adult, who still lives for her mom, but her mom is rich, thanks to her OnlyFans.
Be quiet!
Now, like I was saying, she has a bunch of pros, but her one con is the Traveler. Now, who's the Traveler? It's technically a god, but a god that only she can see, and apparently one that no one else has ever heard of. And from what I've read, the Traveler only has a few other followers in this world. The biggest problem with him is that he met her when she was at least 13 years old. Randomly in her room he appears, and ever since then, he's taught her magic and gave her powers. And she's shown nothing but loyalty towards him and calls him her best friend. My question is though, why? Why is he here in the first place? This is like in one of those horror stories when your child has an imaginary friend that you can't see, and she starts drawing scary pictures of her and that friend with you. And that friend does not look like a friend, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? That's creepy. And why would a god just randomly show up in the first place to a 13-year-old girl and give her powers and hang out with her? Even if he can do it, it's sus. And every time Jester talks to him, she looks crazy.
Oh, Traveler, we need to get out of here.
What do you mean you have no escape plan?
Yeah, even I have to say there's a red flag here somewhere. But regardless, moving on. Next one and last one for this video, we have to talk about Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. Now, Karlach is a sweetheart, a muscular tomboy sweetheart with a sexy accent. Plus, she's hot. He means that literally she will burn you. Do not interrupt me! Now specifically, Karlach is a Zariel Tiefling barbarian who had a good happy childhood, at least until she got older and started being a bodyguard for a guy named Gortash, who made a deal with a literal devil, or more or less an archdevil named Zariel, and sold our big beautiful muscular baby into slavery. And while she was in slavery, she was sent to a place called Avernus, which is the first layer of the 9 hells in Baldur's Gate 3, and the eternal battleground of the Blood War. And it was here that Zariel ordered Karlach's heart be replaced by an infernal machine. And this infernal machine is a con, because not only does it make Karlach too hot to touch, kiss, or smash, even in Act 2, if you can get her infernal heart an upgrade, which would then give her the ability to touch people, it still won't be enough because the Tiefling mechanic, Damon, will tell her this.
Your engine is going to blow and I can't fix it. I'm not sure anyone can. It's simply too hot to exist here in the material plane. Unless you return to Avernus for good, this thing is going to blow. Sooner rather than later.
But still, you can give me something that'll let me touch again, right? Safely.
Yes, but...
That's all I need to know. Do it. Please.
So yeah, that sucks. But on the bright side, after she's able to touch people again, she'll be like,
Gods, I want to ride you till you see stars.
Yes!
Unfortunately though, she still will eventually die. But then again, it's not that simple, because you do have options, and at least one of them are better than others. For instance, you can save Karlach by letting her return to Avernus with you or Will, but you know, screw Will, because she's mine! And if I'm gonna go to hell, it's gonna be in the arms of a muscular red chick like this. What better way to go? And the other way saves her, but it's honestly just sad. She gets turned into a mind flayer. Yeah, so that's not happening. So I guess honestly, if you don't want her to die, and you don't want her to turn into a mind flayer, and you don't want her to go with Will, then you would literally have to jump into hell to be with this chick. But would that be wise though? You'd be fighting demons every day. But honestly, with her, every day would probably be constant snoo-snoo. And if I didn't make this clear before, she really wants to touch people. She is touch depraved and horny. So yeah, I'm diving in. Now leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments and tell us which waifu on this list is the best. And you guys have a great day, and I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Bye!